So last week, I spontaneously went down to Outer Banks. On my way home, I ended up going to 7 antique malls, and I spent, I think it was $325. Let me check. Yeah, so 7 antique malls and a total of $325 exactly. It was kind of all over the place. I was really picky just because, I wanted to get in as many places as I could to kind of see what was worth coming back to and what wasn't. I could cross off my list. So, bought a bunch of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and do an unboxing video today. So normally when I leave stuff, I don't really think twice about it after. I don't really regret. This is one of the things I regretted. There were 2 of these mugs. They were $8 each. I've only ever seen them once before. The last time I had it, it sold immediately for, I think it was $31. Now, I ended up putting the other one back because it had some pretty gnarly hairlines that I just couldn't really see past. And I wasn't thinking very clear. For $8, I would have kept the one that had some damage and repurposed it for myself. But I just think these are so funny. I love the graphic and the cat handle. They're made in Japan. Really, really goofy. A little bit of risque humor, which is, risque ceramics is one of my favorite things to find, and everyone loves a kitschy cat. So I'm pretty religious about not picking up new items. However, every once in a while, something comes along where I have to make an exception for. When I saw this mug, I remembered I saw one similar. It was a witch or something. And I was like, man, there's something really different about this. Let me look it up. So it's Department 56. And sure enough, it didn't sell for as much as the witch one I saw. But these were listed and sold anywhere from $30 to $60. I just love the kind of googly eyes. I mean, it's very different. And, even though it's new, I'd never seen it before. It's in pretty good condition. It's definitely a fun item to have. I mean, I would totally use this for my coffee in the morning. Oh, and it was only $11. These little dolphins, I just couldn't resist their faces, and I love the lusterware finish. They were only $7. Dolphins and stuff usually sell pretty good. Ocean themed, coastal themed, I should say. So no chips or cracks, $7. I didn't really think about it. I just threw them in the bag. This was probably the find of the day. Valentine's Day ceramics are so hard to find. This left-in little Valentine's Day boy and girl sitter, I've had a couple ones like it. They've sold anywhere from $59 to $65. I paid $12 for this figurine. It's in great condition. It is just so cute, and I love the fact that the paint's not missing anywhere, which is pretty hard to find too. So for $12, this was like the first thing I saw when I walked in the second antique mall of the day. So got pretty lucky with this one. Vintage coin purses, honestly, some of them are pretty expensive when I see them out, and especially these little vinyl ones made in Hong Kong. This one had kind of a Holt Howardy vibe to it. I couldn't resist. It was only $3, and normally when I find them for cheap, the vinyl or material is all ripped. This one was like brand new, and it even had this little surprise Santa ring in it. Super adorable, and $3, it was a steal. This was just too weird to resist. It was only $12. I love the collage. It's so many different textures. I mean, the satin, but what really did it for me was the fact that it has real hair. A lot of people might be turned off by this. I am all for it. I love anything with like real hair, real teeth. It's just super strange. It's one of a kind. I love that it's 3D. It was $12. I mean, it's even strange with the little bear drawing in there. Just a super funky thing. I'm not sure how well it will sell, but someone will definitely find some type of appreciation for this, I'm sure. So at first I thought these were salt and pepper shakers, but when I got close, I realized they were the figurines. These Napco storybook fairy tale characters usually sell for pretty good money. I did get both of them. I'm notorious for only getting one if there's 2 or something, because I don't want to get stuck with the other, like the initial of finding one and then getting have the other ones sit online indefinitely. But these were only $7.75 each, and they sell anywhere from 25 to 30 bucks usually. They've got a bunch of different ones in the series, Little Red Riding Hood, Miss Muffet, but Little Goldilocks was so sweet. I did buy both at $7.75 each. So after I went to Virginia Beach, I traveled up towards Norfolk. I only went one place there, if I remember correctly. It was kind of a smaller place. It was really fun. I only got one item from there. It was this vinyl purse, which was a complete steal at $6. There's no rips. It's in great condition. I love a good vintage handbag. Of course, I do wish it had the shoulder strap as well, but I'm not gonna get too greedy. $6 with no rips is kind of unheard of. These sell for pretty good money. I'm gonna do the best I can on this next one. I think I misplaced the receipt, but I remember pretty good what I paid for things. The next place I traveled to was Williamsburg Antique Mall. Now, if I remember correctly, I only paid $3 for this funny little rubber guy made in Japan. So, great deal. One of my weaknesses is vintage poodles. This little Fifi, the Park Avenue poodle, is absolutely adorable. It's made in Japan. It's got the original tag. It's got some Stife-like qualities. I only paid $8 for her, and she's jointed. So adorable. I love her little button eyes. This was a fun one. I thought, I think I paid $7 or $8 for it. I want to say 8 maybe 7, somewhere between there. It's a planter, but I feel like it's also an ashtray. I love this kind of character. They're made in Japan. Normally, I see them and they're expensive and they've got cracks and stuff. For this guy, I've never seen this exact version. Love the tulips. $7, $8, whatever you want to call it. Great deal on that guy. So to be honest, I usually try to stay away from this kind of stuff. This paper mache. I picked up a few items like it, not this spectacular, last Christmas, and I did not sell a single one. He was $7. I thought he was a pretty good size, and he kind of had a Holt Howard quality to his face, which I really appreciated. I know Holt Howard made a lot of Christmas collectibles that have this kind of triangular Christmas tree shaped kitschy Santa with eyelashes and cups and mugs and all kinds of candles and such. So I kind of felt like it was a safe bet, even though other things kind of similar hadn't sold, just because of the Holt Howard reference. And $7, I could not go wrong. Something that usually sells pretty well for me is deer, and this little Japan deer planter. Unfortunately, it does have a crack right here that I did not notice when I picked it up. I think I paid $8 for it. So I'm a little disappointed by it, but at $8, it's still usable. It's just repaired and it's just not in good condition, honestly. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I might throw it on as like a few bucks, to try and salvage it. Maybe someone can find some purpose for it as it is. And this funny Dutch doll. I love this oilcloth face, this hand painting, and its body was in really good condition. It was $14. It was just kind of strange, so I picked him up just because of course, the condition is hard to find since it's so old, but for $14, I think I'll be able to easily double my money on this doll. I almost forgot. The last thing I got was this little pumpkin head beanbag thing. It's got a rubber head. It's kind of different. I only paid $3 for it. I wasn't really able to find any comparables. I don't think I'll sell it for that much. It might even be an apple now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's probably an apple, but I might just call it pumpkin head just for the fun of it. So when I finished up at the big Williamsburg Antique Mall, I went down the road to a smaller place. Honestly, it was mostly kind of primitive stuff, a lot of larger items. Not a lot my style, but I did pick up this cute little stuffed dog. He was only $6. I could not resist. I kind of love this sad, loved face situation happening on him. Of course, vintage plush is one of my favorite things to look for. So I think that's all I'm going to do for today. I did go to, that was only for 5 of my places. I did end up going to 2 of my favorite places in Virginia after that. But there's a lot more stuff to come, and I got to get working on listing these items for you guys. So I will see you tomorrow.